Hello everybody, it's me, Farham. We're here with some Path of Exile, and we are once again going to be trying to craft a pretty decent spark wand, but we're going to be trying a different approach this time. We've invested a lot more in our resources. I'll pull those up on screen in a minute, and we have a lot more bases. We're also going to go through the process of compressing our wands, and I'm going to talk a bit about what I think the best way and at the best state to compress busted wands is to maximize our chances of seeing more of the +5 lightning skills. Now, I must say, at this point in the season, +5 lightning skill gem ones are the only ones that are going to be selling. The +4s, unless they're like absolutely top tier rolls, just do not look like they've got any value left. Mid to top tier +5 ones though, if we can get one of those, we should make our money back from this. We put in about 28 divines. Let's have a quick look at how we've invested that. So, looking at our spreadsheet, we've got the ones, if you're selling these on TFT at the moment, they are still selling really fast, and you can get about 20x per base if you pose as the seller. If you pose as the seller, if you go to a buyer, they're going for about 10 to 13, depending on the buyer. So I've priced them as if we were taking the time with them. So 3,860 exalts on the wands. Lightning Essence, 193 of those as well, 1,254. This time we've gone for greater haste essences. This will guarantee, well, I'll talk about it a bit more when we get to that stage. Hopefully we get to that stage. But this will allow us to guarantee cast speed, which is a really sought after mod. This is what's going to push the wands into being worth quite a lot more. I'll talk about the really important mods in a bit more detail as we go through the stages. Greater mana essences. These were quite cheap, and I thought I'd grab some. There's about a 50-50 chance we could take with these if certain outcomes happen in our first two stages. Similar with the greater lightning essences, I grabbed a couple of those. We can use those if we get cast speed by luck. I've thrown some Chorbs and Exalts in there as well because I'm going to be probably using some Chorbs and Exalts. Hopefully with the number of ones we are doing today, we will see some outcomes. So if we look at what we've actually got, these are all blue and rare ones. These are all blue and rare ones apart from this sneaky one here. And this is a full tab, 192 white ones. So let's get into the first stage of the craft. Let's first off talk about our odds then. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using these essences of electricity, and we are going to be hitting our white ones with them and hoping for +5 level of lightning skills. We won't stop there with all these ones. We will do more with each one of them, but that's what we're hoping to see on the first stage of the craft. So if we jump onto Craft of Exile, we can see that there is apparently now a 1.369% chance. I think it was showing higher than this when we did this earlier. So as things are progressing, as the league's progressing, as people are getting more data, it looks like these weights are being revised, which is expected. So that's quite a low chance. There's a confidence that over 73 tries, there's a confidence of 63% chance that we will see one. So that's what we're looking for. Craft of Exile, of course, teasing us with these orbs of scouring, pretending like we only need one base to do this, when we all know in reality we need 193. So 193 bases, 1.369% chance. We should be seeing about 2.8. So hopefully we see 3. Let's get into this. We're going to keep one wand here as well so we can show the craft in completion at the end. At least that's the plan. But we will just go through and we will essence each of them. We're not going to take them into our bank into our bag because we've got far too many to do, and then we will put in some regex at the end and see if we have hit any +5s. One would hope that we do. Hit a couple. Hopefully we hit over the spread, and then I can lose money making bad crafts towards the end. But no, we'll just hit all these in here, search them up. The joy of stash tabs. These ones mostly actually collected from running Simulacrum. They seem to spew out these ones at level 82. So, we grabbed a lot. Go a bit faster. Get this done. Power click. That's it. Get the RSI going. That's what you want. Get all of these clicked. And then hope that we've hit something. Otherwise, I will actually cry. But there is a fair chance that we hit nothing. Right? Well, I think I might have just spotted it out of the corner of my eye. There you go. There's all the wands done. All but one. Our magic wand back here. So let's have a look to see what we've found. So, we want +5. We hit 1. We actually hit 1 in all of that. So there you go, we hit 1. So we're currently down about a huge amount of divines, and this one wand needs to save us. Wow. That's incredible. Alright, so the next stage of this craft is now hitting these with open. So let's jump back into Craft of Exile and take off the lightning. Now we would need to hit it 691 times to have a 63% chance of success. And we have... Well, so we can do something already. We can go for +1 skills. We can get rid of all of these. These can go into the other boxes, right? Because these are ready to be compressed. These cannot hit lightning skill gems at all. Still good, but all of these ones, they can go. And so can the +2. So we'll move these back to our other tab here. Taking all the +1s. I haven't done a particularly solid regex there, but it will do for our purposes here. Move all those back. Can't believe we only hit 1 wand. Gonna have to hope that the compression stage goes well here. Get rid of those +1s, but then we want the +2s. All of these are effectively bricks for the moment. Or they certainly, they can't be crafted to hit a +5 still, so these are all out of the window. I can't believe that luck. That's hitting way, way under the odds. So that one wand needs to become a Giga wand. But at least we can sell back all the essences. Get rid of the +3s as well. These are all useless. Alright, what we will try and do, we'll actually try and craft our +4s. We will try and craft them up, but we won't use like haste essence. Oh, well, we might use haste essences on them and see if we can make some really, really good +4s. So that we can go through the motions of the craft. But we'll just have to imagine, using Imagination Land, that they are +5s. And that this is earlier in the season, and that these are still worth money. So we'll move these over to our compressed ones tab. They'll do for now. And in fact, with that in mind, let's go and have a quick search through our other tabs and see if we've got any +4s that are worth keeping around. On there. Oh, that's fire spells. That's not worth keeping around. That's fire spells as well. That's not correct. The lightning one. Alright, so we've got a few +4s. We can have a go at crafting some of those. Alright, so next stage. These are all ones that could, in theory, still get +5 lightning skills. Albeit a... Let's check that chance again. Albeit a 0.144% chance. So what we do is... We grab out our orgs. Grab a few of these. We go back to this tab. And we should be able to hit each of these. We will do, and then we will see if we have lucked out and snuck in another +5. Which I would say there's maybe about a 15% chance that happens with this many hits. We've probably got about 100 left in here. A little over. Got +4 there. We've still got +4s highlighted. So you can see even plus... Oh, we got another +4. So these are going into the craft box. You know what? We could have snuck in a +5, you know. Another plus... Oh, that's fire spell skills. Oh, they're both fire spell skills. Of course, they can hit any +4 at this point. So these two are bricks. They've already got spell skills. So they go over here. And then we go through again, and we go through the +1s. Oh, that's intelligence. That's not quite a brick yet. Intelligent. Fire spell skills. Lightning spell skills. Lightning. Cold. Physical. Find the +2s. Fire. Fire. Chaos. Chaos. Ooh, horrible. +3s, and then the +4s. Do it. Cold spells, nothing. +4s are just the lightning, and that's actually going to move to our compressed ones tab. We'll try and make something out of you. And did we get lucky and get any +5s? Absolutely not. Of course we didn't. We still only have one +5. All right. So these ones now, not an awful lot to do with them. We will have one more go. So at this point, what we're going to do, and this I might do a little bit of a time lapse for. Or in fact, what I might do is cut away and then we'll cut back because it's going to take a while. We can compress down all of the ones. So we can hit them all of these ones now with Augs and Regals, get them up to 3 slots, and then we will compress them using the reforging bench. The reason we get them up to 3 slots is when you reforge rares, they can roll with any number of modifiers. That gives us potentially 3 rolls at getting +5 lightning skills instead of 1, or potentially none. As when you re-roll magic, they can roll with 1 or 2 modifiers, whereas rares will always roll with 3, 4, 5, or 6. More likely to be the lower end, but happen, giving us more bites of the apple. Certainly at least one. So let's go through that. Let's get these compressed down before we move on to the next stage of actually crafting these. You know what, actually, we'll show some of the regaling. So the best thing to do while regaling and augmenting is to regal and aug with this, or something like this. This is the regex I use. This is probably a simpler one, but this is either 4 or 5, then the string level, then the string lightning somewhere in a line. So, in other words, 4 or 5 lightning levels. You can see this one's highlighted here. That's one that I'd made earlier that's already pretty bricked, so we've just left it in here and you can see it highlights. So we'll go through, we'll keep regaling. I've already done all of the augmenting, and hopefully some of these ones light up, or at least one lights up. Again, we've maybe not always got a chance of hitting spell gems, because, or any sort of gems really, because, sorry, any sort of skill levels, because they already have it on the wand of some description. It can only have one type. However, we're going to want all of these to rare anyway for the aforementioned reason of combining them and having the most chances of... Oh, there we go. Got a +4 there with extra cold damage and mana regen. Right, we'll take it forward. Would have been nicer if it was a +5, but at least one has lit up. None lit up on the first page. Actually, that's not true. I think we got one +4 from an augment. Hopefully we see that big +5. Look like it. Not this page. We've still got one more page to go. I've used a fair amount of my regals. Okay. But all of these have already been hit with at least one lightning skill. If one of these ones light up, that's really good, although we won't be able to necessarily hit it with cast speed. Now we could also go through some of these and look to exalt the ones that are really good and see if we can roll them straight away to take that bite. If we do hit... Oh, it's +4 again. Another +4. If we do hit with an Exalt, it would still be very good, of course. Especially if they've got cast speed and things on them. So anyway, let's take out the ones that are... That's a really low lightning damage roll. That's pretty bad. But we'll put them with the other +4s and we'll see if we can make something of these ones less. Maybe that's a chance for us to try and use a couple of chaos. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it. We'll just see what we can make. See if we can make something that would at least be usable. So, there we go. That's everything made rare. If we now search for rare... Oh, we missed one. How did we miss you? I mean, you couldn't possibly be anything good anyway, but we definitely missed you. Yeah, all rare, all rare, all rare. From all of that, we got 1 + 5 skills, which these are currently worth about 6 divines. So we're down about 80%. I can't say that any of this is worth particularly anything. We might get a fraction back from it, but you can see we got mostly +4s from the deterministic crafting. Putting on the bandit lever, we hit 3. 3. And that was about 600 crafts, and we didn't hit any +5s. If we were to come into here and instead say We also don't mind if we hit +4s. Average try is 173. That makes about sense, right? Probably just press the button 500 times. Got 3 of them. There you go. Deterministic crafting certainly a bit better. But let's move on to the next stage. There's actually one more step before we reforge these. With Exalts being as valuable as they are comparative to a top-end one of these ones, the ones being, honestly, hundreds of divines for a very well-rolled one, we can actually, even for a mid-rolled one, you're going to be getting maybe still 10, 15 divines for it. It's worth us going through our tabs of bricked ones to see if there are actually any Exalt targets. Now, I'll pop this regex down in the description of the video if you want to copy it out, but effectively what we're looking for, and I'll explain each one of these in part. Our first part of the regex is looking for anything with 20 plus cast speed. The second part is making sure they do not have any pre-existing spell skills, because that would block our lightning spell skills. We know that none of these ones have spell skills. We've filtered those out, or we know that none have +4 or 5. We've filtered those out. And the last part of this is ensuring that they have also either lightning or spell skill damage or a mana upgrade. So they've got 2 good upgrades that we would definitely want. They don't have a blocking upgrade, therefore if we exalt them there is a chance that we hit it big. So let's go through our 3 tabs and let's exalt these and let's see what happens. So it's going to be a little bit hard to see exactly which ones we need to exalt, but hopefully we've hit nothing on the first one. Still glowing. If they stop glowing, then we have to stop clicking, basically. But the first 2 are bricked. No lightning skills. Got physical spell skills there. Shouldn't have clicked the last time. In fact, at this point, you know what? Let's take these ones out and then work on them in our inventory. I think that's going to be far easier, and then we can just work on them one at a time. See what happens. So nothing there. We won't even use a divine going through this, trying to hit these. So I think it is worth it on the off chance that we do hit. There's not going to be that many we need to work through. The chances, I think, are very, very slim. We've got that 0.1%. Some of these also might have full suffixes, by the way. I have not checked to see if full suffixes. We should check each one to see if they have an open suffix each time, and then we can save and exalt. So that one's an already brick. Rest away. Good as well. So those ones go. On to the next tab. We can get all of this tab slot out at once. Hopefully we see a +4 or a +5, but it's starting to look a little bit unhopeful here. There. That one's already full. Spell physical damage kind of ruined it already, but extra cold. Total damage and max mana. I mean, if that hit +5 cold skills, it's got no skills on it. Otherwise, it looks like spell damage and lightning damage and cast speed. Come on, if this one hits, critical hit chance for spells. Come on. Ah. That one's already bricked. One's bricked. All right, this can go. It's bricked. Then our last one tab. Oh, come on. One more try. We haven't hit one. We haven't even hit a level 1 lightning skills. That one's already gone. Suffixes are full. Suffixes are full. Suffixes are full. Suffixes are full. I'm gonna know these one suffixes by of my hand soon. Oh, come on. Just hit the thing. +2. There might be some of these that are good chaos targets as well. But well, they're not. They're not because they haven't got like +5s. But some of the +4s might become good chaos targets, and we can talk about that. Oh my god. Come on. Cold skills blocked. Fire skills blocked. So we put all these ones away. I guess 4 more to try before the Great Compression starts. Great Depression has already started from these hits. Alright, okay, so that would have been very, very unlikely, but I think it is worth a try considering the cost of Exalts there was about 60 Exalts, and if we had hit one, it's instant sort of right, we've got another crafting target. So at this point, we're going to be taking them to the Reforge. So what we do is we grab 3 ones, we make sure they are the same type. So at this point, we want to be either searching for our siphoning or our attuned ones. We reforge them, and we will get an unidentified one back, which we then take to Doriani. But we're not going to take them to Doriani straight away. What we're actually going to do is we're going to put all the unidentified ones back, and I'm going to reforge them all, and then we're going to unidentify them together at Doriani and see what we get. So that actually took quite a bit of time, but we have got all of the ones, apart from our craftable ones, compressed down. There was 1 left over of each, and now we have all of these rare ones, which we can get identified with Doriani, which we'll do together and see if any are any good. If they are not, cold spells. Basically just looking for lightning spells. Nope, nothing there. If there are any really, really good ones, we could try exalting them, but I don't think we'll bother. We'll just go through the cycle of getting them identified. Probably won't compress them down again for this video. I might do that off stream, but I think for the purposes of this, we can go through it once. We've got about... we're rolling effectively somewhere close to about 500 exalts here, potentially. Between 170 and 500 exalts or something like that. Spell skills. Nothing good. Exalt. And of course we can compress them down again and again, and we will end up with just a handful of ones. But every time we do this, we obviously have a chance of hitting that +5. I'm kind of looking for any +5, because we have about a 1% chance of hitting a +5. We arguably should have hit 1 +5 something. But I bet we haven't. It's just one of those crafts where it's just, yeah, luck is going to come and shaft you today. But we might do really well on one of our crafts. We're going to use our things. We're going to use our greater essences. We're going to see what we can make. But these ones are proving very bad. +3, a +2. And we do see a +5. It's going to be chaos or something like that. It's going to be very upsetting. We're about halfway through our ones. I don't think we've even seen a +4 yet. Don't believe. We will do a quick check for +4s. Just in case I missed it. We'll do a quick check for +5s as well in case I glossed over one. But so far I am seeing not much here. One that, oh, that was a +4. Okay. Okay, that's got some bite to it. That's actually good. That's actually it's got some of the right modifiers, because that's a split spell damage mana at the top there, so we could get more spell damage, we could get more mana, and this could actually look quite attractive to a sort of leveling character. We might get a couple of our divines back there. Not terrible. If we hit another couple of good modifiers on it. Let us keep going. Let's put this one in the compressed wands tab for now. Go up there. We've really not got many wands for the next stage of the craft. Can control click on +3. Some really, really nice rolls on some of these. It's just they're not with the look like that one. If only that was lightning damage. But I mean, if they're not fire damage, chance to ignite, that feels like... Yeah, it's no good because we couldn't get any spell skills on it, but... There's some really, really tasty rolls coming out, just not with all the right skills, which is what you expect from rolling rares like this, right? This is very much just putting all of our luck in Fate's hands and saying, give me what you will. But it's worth doing, I think, especially if you've invested in this, because if you do get that hit, then it's going to be good. These are basically just gold otherwise, so gold's pretty worthless. So we might as well spin that wheel and see what we get. See if we manage to top up that craft. Very much looking unlikely. 1 +4. +4 with cast speed and mana. Yep, right, that can go in the crafting box. Fine. Okay, so we're getting a couple of... If we did this earlier in the season, and you were doing this craft earlier in the season, this would definitely be worth doing. Because these +4s would be rather saleable. I mean, some of these I'm tempted just to Chaos Slam. I would be tempted to Exalt Slam as well. Particularly those with high rolls. Just in case. You know. Especially if you've got a spare stack of Exalts. And in fact, we might look for some high rolls to Exalt Slam. Just to see. Oh, there's a first +5. We did hit a +5. It's Chaos Spells. Can't believe that. Why have you done this? Game, why have you done this to me? +2, +3, +1. I can't believe we hit a +5 skills. That's actually... The fact that we even hit one is amazing. Wrong skill, but, you know, amazing nonetheless. The +1, I think that's probably going to be our lot. Just put them away and then... Oh, that was another +5. I think that was fire spell skills. I'll tell you what, let's take that out as well, because let's pretend. We'll pretend that's a +5 lightning skills. I can't believe that. +5 dot plus skill. There's another one. Yes, there's just the chaos one. On 4s, we got cold there, chaos there. All spell skills with cold speed, and cold damage. I mean, quite as good as +5, but we can take it for some extra crafting so that we've got an extra one to craft. And we'll take this as a... We'll see what we can do with that, because it's got spell damage, fire skills, cast speed, and intelligence. So if we hit a couple of prefixes that go together, that might be quite good for some sort of fire build. I can't think of a fire build off the top of my head, but there you go. So what you would now do is you would go through and compress all these again and again. We're not going to do that for this video. I think we've got enough crafting targets, so let's move on to the next bit. Alright then, so the last part of this craft, the first thing we need to do is augment, and that's all we can do. With our ones that have just got the +5 or the +4s, we're just going to augment them and hope. So that is really bad. That's really... At least it's the right skill, but that's really bad. It's a tier 1 roll. Extra lightning damage, that's okay. Why didn't we get that on the... That's a nice thing to see. Extra lightning damage is fine. Cold damage is okay. Low roll of mana. Decent roll of mana. So we hit basically pretty good things on all of these and something rubbish on our +5. So that's the way that goes. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to use some of these Grace Essences of Haste, but we're not... I've only got 4. These are the best things to use here, because they will guarantee cast speed if we don't have them. I was hoping something maybe would hit cast speed. But what we'll use is, we'll use the Greater Essence of Haste on the +5 and the best of the +2s. The best of the +2s are going to be, the +4s, sorry, are going to be probably the max mana one and the increased spell damage and mana. So that one and this one. So they're for haste targets. So let's haste those up now. These are all, we're going to use these for the other 5, and we're just going to sort of go through those and talk about what's going to happen or what the chances might be. But anyway, let's haste these first ones. So, okay, got a good cast speed. Okay. That's looking like it might be okay. It's a pretty crappy cast speed. Good cast speed. Crappy cast speed. Okay. So these are now looking an okay place. We can actually spell check this. If we go for just the cast speed and the lightning skills, you'd already be looking for about 4 divines for that, which gets us about our mana back. If we put on a really bad mana, it makes no difference. They're about 4 divines. There's 1,000 of these, so it's going to be 4 divines that we get back for it. Definitely not great. We definitely need to hit some other stuff for that to be made to be any good. Market is now inundated with these things. We need to get good rolls. Let's have a look at one of the others. So, how about this one, the +4 that's got max mana, the lightning skills. Let's just search one that's got all of those. So these are already, see, just dirt cheap. 1,000 of them online as well. Probably going to get 50 exalts. We're going to have to hit all of the good modifiers, which means these are going to be really hard to make into anything using these other essences. But let's talk about what they're going to do. So, where we've got the extra lightning damage, we're going to get lightning damage. These ones are going to get, this one's going to get either extra lightning damage or lightning damage. Same here. And this one's going to get extra lightning damage if we use Greater Essence of Electricity. If we use Greater Essence of the Mind, let's pull up Craft of Exalt for a moment, have a quick look at that. So, lay this down, we go to just mana modifiers, get just mana modifier, where we've got either open, because this is going to be effectively regaling. We have a 41% chance to get plus to maximum mana, that's very sought after. The bricks are kind of on the suffix side. What we're really hoping for is one of these two, which we've got a 60% chance for. So I deemed these being costing only 30 exalts, probably being worthwhile throwing them at some of these here. So this has already got maximum mana, so if we hit this one with it, it's not going to hit maximum mana. So that will be one of our lightning targets for sure. And extra lightning damage will be another lightning target. These will all be mana targets. So let's do our manas first. 10 mana per to be killed. One of the brick ones. 109 maximum mana. Spell damage and maximum mana. And on our 2 lightning targets, extra damage is lightning damage. 48% increased lightning damage. So they're quite rough rolls. On this, I'd even go, right, we've got a 1 in 3 now, just to chaos off the 10 mana killed and get something better. So let's try that and see if we brick it. We hit the attributes requirements. Now we've got a 2 out of 3. Go on, get rid of the mana killed. Okay, that's just bricked. So we bricked one of those. It's worth just trying to get the 10 mana per enemy killed off for something else. But that puts one of them into the brick pile. So we'll drop that off now. So we are down a number of divines. It's looking quite rough. We've hit some really bad odds. What are we going to do now? Well, we have to kind of just go with it. We kind of just have to hope. And the only thing we can really do at this point is Exalt Slam. We've got lots of Exalt Slam targets around though. So let's see what we can do. We'll start off with some of these 4s. Cast speed. Hello. Oh, okay. This has got a lot of good modifiers on it. These are the sorts of things you want to see, but yeah, look at that. Okay. We might have made a few divine back on that wand. It's got all of the right skills in the right places. So we'll keep that one to one side. We'll do a proper price check it on the end, and we'll actually put that one into our money back. And we'll see if we've clawed back a bit of profit. Let's go to the next one. I mean, probably worth absolutely nothing. Spell damage, lightning damage, a bit of mana, +4. No cast speed. Basically a brick, to be honest. 5 exalts, not worth even taking forwards. Exalts on the next one. Extra cold damage. Increased cast speed. Mana regen. Maybe a divine. We've got tier 1 there. +4. Increased cast speed. A little bit of mana. Maybe a divine. Maybe. More likely like 150x. Okay, that's 3 damage, but no mana. Okay, it got cast speed. We're not going to get this luck on the one that we need to get the luck on. Probably a few divines there as well. So these +4s actually are coming out quite well, which is quite nice. We might be clawing our money back on the +4s. Mana regen. Extra damage is lightning. Extra spell damage. So this is looking pretty good. Maybe a divine, maybe 2 divines. Possibly able to get a little bit of our investment back here. Which is good. Critical hit chance. That really bad mana roll. It was. That is the cursed prefixes. Look at it. But everything there is good, but it's just really low rolls. But again, this one here, we might be getting 8 divines for it. This could well be price fixing. We might be getting more. This could be price fixing. This could be a good wand, and I think what we're going to have to do is probably put these up for auction over the weekend, for sale, for trade, over the weekend, and then see what we get back. I'll do a short video on any of the trades that happen. See if this is still actually slightly profitable. Mana regen. Okay, we hit max mana again. Then extra lightning damage. This one's probably not worth quite as much, which might be a divine. The cast speed's very low, so yeah. It's really the cast speed that's helping here, and the other rolls are low. But again, maybe a divine, worth keeping around. Right, finally, let's... well, not finally, we've still got ones on the other side, but let's see what happens to this one. Intelligence. Not awful. Spell damage and mana. Another tier 1 roll. And then another tier 1 roll. However, that's probably still 11 or 12 divines. So, it's got all the right spell. It's got all the right skills. They're just really shite rolls. So, maybe we've got 20 divines back there. Bear in mind our input was about 28. But we've got a couple more things we can do. So we've got this all spell skills one here. We're going to hit this with a couple. See what happens. Got some spell damage. And some mana. We have spell damage, max mana, spell skills, cast speed. Yeah, basically a brick. Go in the brick box. The other bricks. Right, so we've got a cast speed one here. This could be good. Extra cold. Extra fire. Don't believe that's going to be worth much. Well, maybe a divine. Maybe a divine. The next one is all lightning with cast speed, though. Extra damage is lightning. And increased spell damage. So that's got a lot of attributes in the right places. There again, quite low rolls, but cast speed's too low, really. But we might get 100x back for it, and we'll leave it in the corner where it belongs. Right, so this fire spells one, which we've got no idea about, but we're going to keep it around anyway because we like it. Do we hit mana on it? Or intelligence, maybe? And then spell damage, lightning damage. The only one of its kind, guys. We will price it. I don't know if anyone's even doing anything with fire. It might be worthless, but it looks nice. Critical hit chance. We need cast speed. Spell damage. We can get cast speed. Mana. I think it's almost worthless without cast speed. So we just went for the... Even with the... Yeah, almost worthless without cast speed. This one's got all of the damage types. Without cast speed, it's probably not going to go for a divine without cast speed, I wouldn't have thought. Unless the critical spell damage bonus makes it really, really valuable, but I really don't think it does. But we'll try... I'll price it, but I'm not going to include it in the pricing because I'm too dubious about it. Same with the Fire Wand. The others I'm fairly confident have got actually reasonable stats on them and might sell. Well, that one's more like 100x, but these should all be more than a divine. And this one, honestly, this might be... The intelligence does give more mana, but it's very low on the intelligence roll. So we'll have to actually open up the trade site and check out these prices. But that's the end results there. 1 + 5 wand, but it's looking quite good on the finished craft. Well, okay on the finished craft. And some +4 wands as well. So let's go get these priced. Actually, before we do the pricing, let's see if we can chaos up a couple of these, right? There's a couple that might... I'm not going to try chaosing the +5. That's the only way we've got any money back. But if we could knock off, say, the mana regen or the mana regen and replace that with some cast speed, that would be very good. So I think we keep going until we hit either cast speed or the lightning spells goes. Lightning spell's gone on that one. Brick. And the lightning spell's gone on that one as well. No, it hasn't. Come on, cast speed. I believe in you. Cast speed. Cast speed. Like God knows what it's going to look like by the time we're done. No. By the time we're done, it's going to look like it's missing some very important skills. This one has cast speed, but it's too low a cast speed to be of any real value. They are some ridiculous looking ones we're producing. We hit the cast speed, but we just hit it off. We didn't hit it back on. No, it's such a waste of chaos orbs. Don't do this. Don't ever do it. Also rolled it when it had hit off. But anyway, there's the rubbish ones that were absolutely not worth it. Just hit a chaos on them, just in case we hit that 30% cast speed and make them worth actually a few divines. Alright guys, so I'm going to be reasonably harsh, I think, on the pricing here. So the first wand, we are looking at something vaguely comparable to the first wand. I would say slightly worse. Our wand is slightly worse. So I'm going to price that at 8 divines. So we've got the spreadsheet around, about and around. Sure. Put it also on the screen. Well, I'll fill it out and then we'll put it on the screen. So otherwise I'm going to cover things that we see. So anyway, wand 1. There's one of them. Value is... I'm going to price all these just straight into divines. And now let's take a look at our others. So the next one's actually got some pretty nice stats on it. So we'll do a search with these stats. Open up trade and see if we think these are sort of price fixers or the whatnot. So on these ones, it's 2 days ago, an hour ago. Let's check out first one. So I would say our wand is probably slightly better than that first one. Probably is a reasonable one to price at 5 divines. So we shall price this one at 5. Hopefully it sells. As I said, I will report back on the sales. I'll be streaming all over the weekend as well, so you can drop in and see if any of the sales have actually happened. Laugh at my wands. How small and tiny my wand is. Wand 2, I think Wand 2 is definitely a 1 divine wand. I don't think I need to actually price that. It's not good. This wand, however, like this might be okay. So let's have a quick look at. Open you up in trade. Put you over here. I think it's better than that wand. Slightly less lightning damage. Slightly more spell damage. I mean, extra lightning damage. Slightly better cast speed and a better secondary. Yeah, I would say it's probably then going to be closer to the second one there. You can probably price that one at 5 divines. Or 4 divines, let's be fair. 1-4 has got the lower cast speed. That is very important. Has got the mana on it though, which is also very important. So that might get this one a couple of points back. It really probably is only 1 or 2 divines at most, and that is if it even sells. So we'll price that one as a 1 divine wand as well. So far we've got 2 of those. And again, it's got all of the stats in the right places. And good stats at that. Maybe it's 2 divines. Maybe. More likely to sell as a 1 divine wand, I would have thought. And next wand, again, good stats in the right places, in some places, but cast speed is really letting it down. I think this one's just going to come in as a 1D wand. Even 200 exalted. We'll just put it as an extra 1D wand. Got good cast speed. Has got some mana. The extra damage are a bit strange. I think that's just going to be another 1D one. So we'll put that down as 4 1D ones. I do believe we have made a... I don't believe we could have clawed back a profit at any point unless this is some secret source wand, and I don't believe it is. As you can see. It's only when we put everything in that it just doesn't exist. But if we start taking things out, well then they very much do exist, and they're not expensive. So that might be a 5th 1 divine wand. So if we have a look at our profit at this point, or profit, that's a bold word, I think, to use profit. We have run a reasonably large loss at this point. We've made potentially 24 divines if everything sells. And that's a big if. I would suggest that maybe if I priced wand 1, if I overpriced it to start with and maybe got a bite for a few divines more, might be able to claw back the almost exact costs. I would say that we shouldn't have used the 3 greater hastes outside of the one that we used on the siphoning wand, but I wanted to show the craft, right? And we didn't get enough +5 ones, so I'll show the craft on the +4s. It's okay, it's late in the season. It's fine. The divines to show the crafting method, I think, is well spent. But you can see how you can compress those ones down. I think early season, we got really, really unlucky as well. We should have been seeing about 3 +5 ones. We'd seen +3 +5 ones. You can start to see how the profit margin starts to come back on this. So if you do hit the averages, you should make profit. But there you go. No streamer client. Crafts even sometimes go horribly wrong for me. But this is one to keep in mind. Spark is very, very lucrative early on. These ones are very lucrative early on, even the +4s. This feels like the best way to deterministically craft them. If you do it at volume, you should be hitting averages a little bit higher than this. But there we go. We did hit 3 +5 ones, by the way, which is the average. We just didn't hit as many lightning ones as we should with the greater essences. We should have hit, well, we should have hit 5 +5 ones. We should have hit 4.7 +5 ones. We should have hit 2.7 +5 lightnings with our deterministic lightning craft. And then when we were doing all the other flattening, we should have got 2 more, and we did. We got a +5 chaos and a +5 fire. But guys, that's the craft, I believe, done properly. I hope so anyway. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was in some way educational, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Have a good one.